This is Taking It to the Streets, and I'm your host, Gingy Maloney, bringing you everything black right here in the D and the surrounding metropolitan area. Our second interview was with Keyra Coakley. She works with the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, and they have some exciting news for small black businesses in the city of Detroit. We're so excited to be joined by Ms. Keyra Coakley from the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation. How are you today, Keyra?
I am wonderful.
I'm so glad to have you here. During this time in this pandemic, from what we've just come out of, small businesses have had a hard time, right? They've suffered tremendously, and like you and I discussed a little bit before we got started, small business is what built it all, right?
Yes.
So you are here to talk about some wonderful initiatives that your company offers, and we're going to get some great information out about it. Let's get started. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. So I am the program manager and technical assistant manager for Buy Detroit, which is a procurement initiative focused on building up our City of Detroit small business community.
Okay.
We bring access to opportunities that we have available from these larger corporation, for-profit and nonprofit organizations.
Wonderful.
And we also provide business development assistance by creating something called a capacity building series and events.
Okay.
And so one of those capacity building courses we had was focused on business negotiation, and then we had one around, building up capability statements through marketing. So learning how to market your niche, understanding who you are as a company, and finding what is that one particular thing that sets you aside from all other businesses so that you can be able to communicate that to a buyer. This program not only helped build up systems, it also creates access to all other local small businesses by these Detroit suppliers being able to register on our Buy Detroit portal.
Okay.
It's absolutely free. I know everyone has a portal that they want people to pay to register. Absolutely not. In this portal, you can be able to market yourself as a business, number one.
Wow.
Number two, you'll be able to connect with each other and understand what goods and services another company offers. And you can directly message individual companies right along with individual large corporations. So you'll be able to see what opportunities resides here in the city.
Right here in the city.
Right in the city of Detroit. I'm super excited because our Detroit Means Business initiative is what Buy Detroit actually sits up under.
Okay.
And by creating this, it allows for us to finally have a seat at the table.
A seat at the table. And let's talk a little bit about that and let's actually back up a little bit, because with small businesses, sometimes you may know how to lead, but not know everything else that goes behind it, right?
Absolutely.
And you are here to help with that.
Here to help.
Because there's so much that goes into the business other than just the product and leading. Let's talk a little bit about that.
So we help build up systems that one can actually be able to make sure that they're going on the right path. We want to make sure that these companies are scalable, because what we want to do is have our small business hire each other, hire other local Detroiters to be able to work for them, because it allows us to have a walkable community that we can all visit and purchase our goods and services within our local city.
Wonderful.
Instead of taking all of our dollars and spending it on Gucci, Louis Vuitton.
Absolutely.
Those things are nice. I love them. But it's not really putting any dollars or food back into our
pockets,
our tables. These small business owners in these communities have families. They're putting their children to school. So in order to make sure they do that, we have to focus on, one, helping build up those systems, which is providing them access to technical assistance, which hints at my title. Being able to provide professional services where a company can get help with marketing, help with legal, help with building up those financial tools that they need internally, utilizing QuickBooks. A lot of companies don't understand that financial management is key, because you need those finance documents to apply for a lot of these grants.
Grants, and people just have no clue about the resources that are available, and even if they do know, they just don't know about how to go about getting them, if they even have the information. So you guys are providing this information and so much more to these small businesses through these different initiatives.
Absolutely, and that's why we created Buy Detroit so it could be a centralized location for them to find that information. We reach out to approximately 6,232 businesses daily with a lot of information that we bring in. It's from, whether it's grant programming, we have a number of programming. One of them is Motor City Matches for startup companies. By Detroit is for existing companies within the city of Detroit. All of these initiatives is focused on building up our Detroit-based businesses. So if you're a supplier looking for access to opportunities, you just have to be Detroit-based. Free registry, register on By Detroit, www.degc.org/By Detroit, and that's BUYDETROIT. It is completely free. It has tutorials on how to complete your profile. So that's one, providing them with assistance on how they should be marketing themselves in the portal itself.
So
that's
important.
One way.
That's so important.
We also have different events that showcase within the marketplace inside of the portal itself, where one can actually go and register. It is very simple and easy. It's just about you being able to put forth the effort and put that URL in to be able to have access to those resources.
Sure.
If you don't know, constantly reach out. That's why you have someone like me sitting at the table, so that you can have that information. Information is free.
Yes, it is.
Information is also key to success.
That's so important right there.
So important.
Just say that again.
Information is key to success.
Yes.
If you don't know, please don't be afraid to
ask.
There's nothing wrong with asking, because hell, I ask questions all the time. And sometimes it's the same old questions, but it gets us to where we need to be.
It's so important, and it's the resources are there. I want us to repeat that again. The resources are there. People just have to know how to get them, and you're here to help with that.
Exactly. And the only thing is, we need them to be able to make sure, at least one, you're registered with the state of Michigan. If you're trying to really sell any goods and services, you have to have an EIN number, and so that's registering through the state in order to acquire that. Also, if you're looking for governmental contract access, you need a DUNS number, DUNS. It is free to get those things. If you reach out to By Detroit, we have the links available.
Wonderful. You have it there for them. Okay.
Take you directly to the site you need to go to register for those things.
I mean, Keyra, this is some amazing information for our small business owners, and this is all of these initiatives are going to lend into these businesses that are going to be able to hire our Detroiters, and that's something that's very important. And again, this information is not just only for Detroiters, it's available to everybody, but I think it's so important when we talked about the hiring, and when these businesses are going to be able to get out there and get back on their feet after such a hard time, and be able to have these resources and the information that you're providing for them to be able to do so. It's a big circle. We're starting to help each other, and it just goes out to everybody else.
Absolutely.
This is wonderful.
The only thing is, By Detroit is solely focused on Detroit-based businesses. Now, if you so happen to be a buyer, I don't care if you're from the United Kingdom, please register, because that's providing access for our local companies to have. They will love to do work in the United Kingdom, especially if they qualify for it.
Yes, they would.
So we just want to make sure, if you are a buyer and you really, really want to invest in diverse businesses, By Detroit is where you can find those group of diverse businesses. You'll be able to look at their profiles, see what goods and services they actually offer, and reach out directly to them. If you have any RFPs, requests for proposals, or RFQs, requests for qualifications, you're able to create that within the By Detroit portal for free, as a buyer, as a supplier. Either way, you have access to those services.
I mean, can't say it enough. And give them the information of how they can register and get these resources again, please, Keyra.
Absolutely. You can visit www.DEGC, that's Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, .org/By Detroit, and that's BUYDETROIT.
Wonderful, Keyra. We're so happy to have you here with us today. This has been some phenomenal information with some great initiatives going on. You guys, she's provided the information you need there. You don't want to miss out on this wonderful opportunity that's here and available for you to better yourselves and your small businesses, especially after this pandemic we've come out of. We really want you to use it. We really appreciate you for coming here and giving us this information.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. If you want Hanging Out in the D to spotlight your products, services, and/or events, please contact us by email, website, or any of our social media platforms. We appreciate you tuning in to Taking It to the Streets, a Hanging Out in the D production, where we promote Black-owned businesses in Detroit and the surrounding metropolitan area. I'm Gingy Maloney, and we'll see you next time.